Hello friends, this is Harshal and welcome to my YouTube channel, that is Harshal's Cloud. In this video, we will discuss on AWS code pipeline. By using code pipeline, we able to automate the deployment on EC2 instance. So we will go further in this video, and we will make a demo where you will understand, you will get an idea that how can we automate deployment on EC2 instance. There is no any manual task involved in it. So let's get started. So for that reason, the very first thing that you have to do is to create a repository. So my repository already created. Okay, so this is the repository, my pip repo. So I just click on it, and here you will find the files. Okay, so here is the script files. Okay, so the script file is needed because it will run some tasks. So that's why we have some scripts. So that script, when that script will be executed, just because the appspec.yaml file. So what happen when the code deploy wants to deploy the code on EC2 instance, that time it reads the instruction written in appspec.yaml file. While reading that appspec.yaml file, the script will be run and executed, right? And the file and then file will be deployed on EC2 instance. The same build spec YAML file. So appspec YAML file is basically for running the code deploy service. Okay, now build spec.yaml file. So the build spec.yaml file is basically for running the AWS CodeBuild, right? So whenever the build spec.yaml file also has some instruction, those instruction will be read by the AWS CodeBuild, right? And it will build the code and test the code. So that is what it is needed. Then index.html file, which is the HTML code. Okay, so it is basically a static website. So we will deploy that static website on EC2 instance. So okay, so what is the next step? So now we have to create a code pipeline. So for that reason, okay, so here only we need to go here, click here. So now we are in code pipeline. Here is the code pipeline. So here itself is the code pipeline, right? So if you go down here, you can see the code pipeline. So okay, that code commit, artifacts, build, deploy, and here is the pipeline. So okay, here now what we have to do, we just need to create a pipeline. So just create a pipeline. You can give any name to that pipeline. So here I give pipeline for static website. Okay, so this is the name I have given. Then if you have a service role, existing service role, then you can select here and you can choose one of them. If you don't have, then just create a new service role, and that is fine. Okay, so the new service role will be created. And if you go to advanced setting, okay, if you have a custom location, if you have S3 bucket, okay, you can select any one of them. If you don't have, then just select that default location. Okay, the new if you select the default location, then the new bucket will be created and the artifacts will be stored in that bucket. Okay, so yeah, you can choose any. Okay, that is also possible. Then the encryption key, default AWS managed key. If you choose here, then the automatic key will be generated. And if you have your key, if you want to create a key by using AWS KMS, then you can go there and you can simply put your key here, right? So but we want to go with default AWS managed key for now. Then next, then okay, now Codecommit. Okay, the source provider is Codecommit because my code, where my code is available, so my code is available in AWS Codecommit. If it the code could be in ECR, Amazon ECR, S3 bucket, then GitHub. Okay, so wherever your code is located, you can simply choose that service. Okay, then repository name. So my repository name is this, my repo. Then branch name, okay, master. Then Amazon CloudWatch event, it is recommended, and here you can see AWS code pipeline. Okay, so here what is the basic difference between both of them? So first of all, we will check about that CloudWatch event. So if you select this service, this option, then what happen, use Amazon CloudWatch event to automatically start my code pipeline when the change is occur. So whenever we update the code, we make any change in the code, so that time only it will start the pipeline. Okay, the pipeline will start and the code automatically deployed. But here, if you choose here AWS code pipeline, so here what happen, it will check periodically, right? Let us say that every 1 minute or 60 seconds, it will keep on checking periodically for change. Okay, if there is change, it will check. Okay, for example, for 1 minute, so every 1 minute, for example 30 minutes, so every 30 minutes it will keep on change. So why? So yeah, this is also the possibility you can check, but this is recommended and it is the best thing. Okay, so when the change is commit, then that time it will automatically trigger, and the event will trigger the AWS code deploy, and automatically code will deployed on EC2 instance. So that's what here happen. Then the output artifact format. Okay, the artifact format, there are two artifact format. Okay, so here if you choose code pipeline default, then in that case AWS code pipeline uses the default GIF format for artifact in the code pipeline, does not include git metadata about the repository. Or you can simply click on full clone. If you click on full clone, then AWS code pipeline passes metadata about the repository, and that allows subsequently action to do a full git clone. Only supported for AWS CodeBuiild action. So yeah, we will check this one. Okay, this one is okay. Then go to next, and for now we are skipping this stage. Okay, I just want to create a very simple pipeline directly the code commit. If code commit will store the artifact on S3, and the S3 artifacts will be pulled by the AWS code deploy, and then it will be automatically deployed. Okay, so for that reason I'm going to skip this stage. Then deploy. So we are using CodeDeploy for the deployment of the code. Okay, then application name, there is no application. Okay, then okay, so the first of all what we have to do, we should create a deploy. Okay, we should create application name and deployment group. So for that we have to go here on CodeDeploy, and we have to create the application first. So I create a simple app. Okay, you can give any name, then choose the cloud compute platform. So okay, now the application is created. We can now create deployment group. So here we can create deployment group. So okay, deployment group, we can give any name. Okay, but before that we need to create a service role for this deployment group. So to create a service role, we need to go here and we need to create a service role for AWS CodeDeploy. So we come here and here you can CodeDeploy. Okay, so the first option, and we are good with that role. So CodeDeploy role. If you go down and we can create a role. So now code is being created. So again we come here and just refresh the page so that it will reflect in service code. Okay, so service code, then we can give a group name, that is development. I can give any name, right? Then here, okay, and EC2 instance is also needed, right? Okay, so yeah, we need to create the EC2 instance. So EC2 new tab, and there is no instance available, so I'm launching an instance. I can give name web server, then here is key if you need it. Okay, so Harshal Cloud, and then allow HTTP because it's a web server. And again I need to go to advanced setting. Here I can see no, there is something. Okay, here is the create IAM profile. So I need to create IAM profile. So simply I can go here and okay, I need to create a role for that. So EC2 role should be created. So here is the common use cases. So here EC2 instance, just click here and add some policies, that is AWS CodeDeploy. Okay, EC2 instance, okay, S3, okay, S3 full access, and next EC2 role, right? Then again I need to add something, that is EC2 for CodeDeploy. Okay, now here is Amazon EC2 role for AWS CodeDeploy. So this policy is also important, so that's why I added here. And yes, there are two policies. So I create the role. So a role is creating now. Okay, now role is created. So now okay, if we refresh the page, and here we can see EC2 role. Now if you go down, here is user data. So just simply I have the script, this one. Okay, so simply I just copy, I paste it here, and this is US East 2. So US East 2. Okay, US East 2. Okay, so now everything is perfect. So just launching the instance. Okay, now we have instance here, right? So what I do, I just need to give a tag to this instance, and the tag would be here. If I go, and yes, there is a name already, the tag is given, that is name, and another tag that is env, it means environment, so that is dev. Okay, environment is dev. So now what we have to do, we should check whether the code deploy agent is installed it and it is running fine. So that's what we have to check. So just connect it, and yeah, so here is the command to check the, so Control V, and here you can see the code deploy agent is running as PID 6464. So yes, it's working fine. Right, so yeah, everything we have done correct. Now what we have to do, okay, we just come here on create deployment group. So simply again I refresh the page, and this time I hope that everything we have done correct. So deployment group name, so that is dev. Okay, deployment group name I have given dev, and the service role, that is the service role we had created. Then now EC2 instance. Okay, so env and EC2 instance is dev. Okay, then one unique match instance is found, and now we can simply go down, and here we can disable the load balancer and create a deployment group. Now deployment group is created, right? Okay, so after that deployment group, we used to create the deployment. Okay, so we are not going to create deployment because we want to deploy the code by using AWS CodePipeline. So here we should go to CodePipeline, and if I refresh this page, I reload this page, I don't know whether everything will we need to check. Okay, again it will start from beginning. Okay, no worries. So pipeline for static web. Okay, then we go to advanced. That I already explained you about these options. Then code commit, right? Then my pip repo, here is the branch, that is master, and everything is okay. Then we need to skip this again, code deploy, and here the application name is simple app, and deployment group that we created is dev. Go to the next. Okay, and yes, we there is a review. We can review that what the configuration we have done. Then we can simply click on create pipeline, and now it will take some time to create a pipeline. Okay, so the pipeline is been created. Okay, and you can see there are two services, that is the source and the deploy. Okay, the source will be AWS Codecommit, that is succeeded already, and now the deploy, okay, here is in progress. So we have to wait for some time. Okay, but for now, so that I have to pause this video for some time. Okay, now you can see that the deployment is succeeded. Okay, so it is successful. The first source is successful, and then the deployment is successful. So everything is good. So far so good. Now what we have to do, we should check with the if our website is hosted on EC2 instance or not. So I just click on DNS and let me check. So Control V, and okay, so here is our website now online. Okay, it is on online. So yeah, everything is perfect, and now we have to do some changes. Okay, but before that I have to tell you what actually it has done. Okay, so this is the pipeline. Okay, so we have created a pipeline with the code commit, and in that pipe there is two services, that is code commit and code deploy, right? So code commit is the source where our actual code is available, and that code is deployed by using AWS CodeDeploy on EC2 instance, right? So that's why these two steps we have done by using AWS code pipeline. Okay, now here what happened, when the code, okay, the code will be stored on S3 bucket. Okay, so so I tell you where is the S3 bucket. S3, okay, so this one, right? Yeah, this is East Ohio. So this one is created, right? And here you can see that pipeline for static web. Okay, and if you go inside that pipeline for static web, here you can see source artifact, right? And that source artifact, this is the source artifact. Here is the source artifact. Okay, if I download, and okay, so here you can also see that the where is the encryption? Okay, so here is the encryption. Okay, that artifact, the artifact will get the encryption by using KMS. Okay, and this is the AWS KMS key ARN. Okay, by default encryption that we had selected while creating the code pipeline. So the same thing was happening here. It is we can see here. Okay, and yeah, so everything is okay. And if I download this, let me check what. Okay, so it is in zip, so the zip file will be created, right? And these are the files which used to available, which is now available at Codecommit, right? So the same file is in the zip format, okay, and that we call it artifacts. So this is source artifact, right? And okay, so the source artifact is created, and now here is okay. So you now understood that source artifact. So the source artifact is stored on in S3 bucket, and the code deploy pull that source artifact and deployed, and where it is deployed on EC2 instance. So on this EC2 instance. Okay, so this is what happened. So right now, okay, now we will check with the code deploy. Okay, so here are some details. So right now we are on code deploy. It is showing successful, and here is the instance. Okay, so we can check the events. If we view the events, and here you can see the event and duration and the status. So everything is okay, and the status is showing succeeded. So yeah, okay, so I hope that you understand this basic concept of code pipeline. Okay, it's a very simple demo, right? Okay, so again we have to do something with the code pipeline. So we will check where is code pipeline. Okay, here is our code pipeline. Okay, I just click here. Now I will add something. Okay, and before source here, starting the beginning with the code pipeline, beginning with the source, okay, and the ending with the deploy. So what I do, I just need to add CodeBuiild. Okay, building the code or testing the code. I just want to test the code before deploying on EC2 instance. So for that reason I need to add between source and deploy, that is CodeBuiild. Okay, so what I do, I just edit this pipeline, and here you can see add stage. Okay, you can see add stage, and here also at the end also you can add, and here in between also you can add, right? Yeah, but this is the source. Before the source you cannot add anything. Okay, you need to add the stages here only after the source. So I just add here before the deployment, and I just want to do testing of my code. If it tests correct, only then it has to be deployed on EC2 instance. So action name, testing the code, right? Okay, so the action provider, what action provider we needed, we want to test the code. So if we go here for testing, okay, here is the test. So by using which service you are going to test, so I am selecting here AWS CodeBuiild, right? So okay, here is the source artifact. Source artifacts mean the same artifact that I show you on EC2 on S3 bucket, right? So that is the source artifact. The artifact, the zip file of the Codecommit repository, the files in the Codecommit repository. So those zip file is the source artifact. Okay, and here we need to create a project. Okay, so here we have to create the CodeBuiild project. and then we need to choose the name for the output artifact that we want. Okay, so we need to create a project. So here you can see create project, so simply click on it, right, and you can give the name. Okay, testing project, right. Then I don't have to put any description right now, so additional okay, so manage image or custom image. So I'll go with the manage image. You know very well that how to create the custom image. If you don't know how to create the custom image or the Docker image, you can check my videos. Okay, I had already created the video. I don't know when I had created, but yeah, you should go and check, and then you will come to know that how to create Docker image. Okay, it's very simple process. Okay, so we will go with the managed image, and here choose the Linux, Amazon Linux. Runtime would be standard, then image is image version always the latest image. Now new service role, right? So if you have existing service role, that is also okay. Now testing project, okay, that's fine. And additional configuration, okay, yeah, okay. So now use code build spec file. Okay, we do have a build spec file in the repository, in the source. Okay, that is in the Codecommit repository. So that's why we are using this file. If you don't have the file in there, then you can simply you can just insert some command and create a build spec. Okay, so that is also possible. Then batch, okay, so everything is perfect. So now we have to create continue to code pipeline. So pipeline is created, right, and the testing project you can see here. Okay, the project name. Then artifact, you can give the artifact. Okay, so I'm giving test result. This is my artifact. Okay, or test artifact, testing artifact. So done. Now we added the testing part. Okay, so now we have to done here, and then we should paste, we should save it. Okay, and again we have to run. If you have to run the pipeline right from the source, okay, from starting, from beginning, then simply you click on release change. So change will be released and it will start beginning with source. Okay, so right now it is in progress, and one by one everything will be executed. All the stages will be executed. So it will take a lot of time for now, so I just pause this video for some time. Okay guys, so here you can see our first stage is successful, right? Then the second stage is also succeeded, and the third stage, that is the deployment, is also succeeded. So everything is perfect. So if you get the error here in the testing part or in the code build, then you can, if you will get, sometimes it throw the error. Okay, so this time it is succeeded, but I check a lot of time, so it throw a error sometimes. So in that case, what you have to do, you simply go to CodeBuild. So here, okay, so here you simply go to IAM, and here you can write CodeBuild, right? CodeBuild. Okay, it is not here. In policies there is CodeBuild. Okay, here in the policy, and if you see that, okay, Harshal B, where is CodeBuild? Where is CodeBuild? So my project name is CodeBuild project, that is testing project, right? So I should check here with the testing project. Where is testing project? Okay, so simply refresh the page if you don't get that CodeBuild policy. Then okay, CodeBuild, and now okay, so here you can see that the testing project, right? So simply just click here, right? So here there are some resources they have added. If sometimes what happen, the resources is not added sufficiently, they don't get the permission. So in that case you have to where it is, okay, edit policy, go to edit policy, and here you can see that S3, okay, and here you can see resources. So you can click here all resources, right? So sometimes what happen, the resources will not get the proper permission, so that time it will throw some error. Okay, so that time you should understand that you have to just go here in the IAM policy and just select this option, that is all resources. Okay, so I hope that you understand this this issue. Okay, so we are good here because our deployment is where is code deployment? Okay, so our pipeline is perfect and everything is succeeded, all stages succeeded, so we are good here. So you understood that how it works. Okay, so first the code is in Codecommit. Okay, and okay, so in S3 bucket, so S3 is the backbone of this pipeline, so whatever happen, it is in the S3 bucket. Okay, so the source code will stored in S3 bucket. Okay, it pushed to S3 bucket. The artifact, okay, the artifact will be pushed to S3 bucket, that is the source artifact. We could say that source artifact will be pulled by the testing. Okay, the source artifact will go through testing. Okay, which will be done by AWS CodeBuild, and after that the testing artifact will go to or will stored into S3 bucket again. The S3 artifact will be pulled later by AWS CodeDeploy, and it will be hosted on EC2 Instance. Okay, or we can say that it will be deployed on S3 bucket. Okay, if I change the code, right, if I change the code, let us say, okay, if I go here on my Codecommit, here is the repository, right? If I go here in the repository and I simply change the code, right? So here okay, so here I change the code, that is congratulations, you done it. Okay, I just changed the name. Okay, that is you done it. Okay, so the author name, who has done the change, who has commit the change, that is author a@a.com. you can give your email address, and you can commit the change. Now the change is committed. Okay, and now if we go to our code pipeline, you can simply say here okay, it is unsuccessful. Okay, so you can see that here is the testing process is going on, right? And after that testing, that deploy will be done. Okay, so it is in progress. So automatically the stages will go through the process, and eventually that update will be deployed on EC2 instance. That is what I want to show, right? So it will take some time. Okay, so after the deployment, after the complete deployment, we can simply go here and check the DNS. Okay, so for now I'm going to pause this video. Okay guys, so deployment is successful here right now. Okay, so we have to check our EC2 instance if the update is deployed. Okay, so here is okay. So congratulations, you have done it, right? So we have successfully deployed the code on EC2 instance. Now okay, so there are three stages. The first one is source, that is our source is AWS Codecommit. Stage 2, that is testing. Okay, and for testing purpose we are using AWS CodeBuild. Third stage is deploy. For deployment we are using AWS CodeDeploy, right? So that kind of stages, right? So we are going from upside down. So that kind of stages we are adding in. So we can call it sequential stage, right? And also there are parallel stages, right? So we will see in detail in this video only, but for now I have to add one more stage. Okay, so we will go to edit. I want to add something, one more stage I want to add. So I want to add a stage after the code deploy. Okay, after deploying the code. So right now we have deployed the code on dev servers. Okay, I have given the name of that EC2 instance is dev server. I again add something, that is deploy to prod. Okay, so this one, deploy to prod. I want to deploy the code on prod server, right? But for that I just go here on my web server, and I want to create the same create EC2 instance with the same configuration. So I just click here and I go here in image and template. You can see launch more like this. So click on it. Okay, everything will be same. right, this one. Okay, so here you can see name is web server. Okay, here I just add something, that is prod. Okay, here I want to give the name, that is prod. Okay, and okay, so everything is perfect. And one more thing I want to give here, the key, right? So I have given the key, and yes, we are good with it. Here also we can check, then okay, everything is perfect. So just launch the instance. We have launched the instance, right? And now there is this instance, that is web server prod. This will be in running state in a moment. Okay, so now we have to go to CodeDeploy. Here there is an application, that is simple app, and in that application we have created deployment group, that is dev deployment group, and one more deployment group I want to create, that is prod. Okay, so simply we can give the name of that group. Okay, I simply give the name, that is prod. Service role should be as it is, and the EC2 instance, that is the env should be prod, right? And you can see that one unique match instance here also, so that instance is matched. And we need to disable that load balancer and create deployment group. So now we have two deployment group, that is dev deployment group and prod deployment group. Okay, so now I want to add prod. Okay, I want to deploy on prod. So first it was deployed on dev, right, dev server, and now I want that the code should deploy on prod server. So yeah, we are good. We have created the prod deployment group, and if I go to application and I can check here the prod, right? Okay, now we should go to pipeline, and here in the pipeline I want to add the stage. That is prod, right? Then the action group I have to provide, the name is deploy on prod, right? Okay, then AWS CodeDeploy. Yes, AWS CodeDeploy, right? The action provider. Then input artifact will be a testing artifact, and the application name should be this simple app, and development group should be prod, right? And everything is good. Now done. And we can save it. Okay, so we again release the change, and so that it should start with the beginning. So yeah, I pause this video for some time. Okay, so we can see that here is some error. Okay, so I need to change some configuration here. For that I need to go to edit again. Edit the stage and put artifacts. So done. So let's check now. Okay guys, so we can see that it is succeeded, and now we can check EC2 where is that is the prod server, and yes, it's working. Okay, it is deployed on prod server and it's working fine. So there is one more thing I just forget to add, that is we can also provide manual approval before deploying on the prod, right? So if directly it will deploy on prod, this will not good, right? So there is some approval is needed. So for that reason, again we need to edit, and here before that I need to add some manual approval, right? So, okay, so I want to add manual approval, and yeah, if I edit the stage here also, okay, we can delete it. Okay, so here cancel. Okay, so there are, first is source stage, then testing stage, right? Then deploy stage. Okay, then there is a prod stage, right? So we have given the name of the stage, that is prod. So I edit this prod stage, and here you can see that add action group, right, on top of it. So I just click here, I just give the manual approval. So manual approval, that's it. Okay, if you want to send a notification to the stakeholder or the approver who the need of those approvals from those people, so you can simply create ARN SNS topic and simply put ARN here, right? So what happened, so whenever the approval needed, the notification will be sent to their email ID or the SMS if you have done so. Okay, then you can also give an this one. Okay, where is S2? Okay, this DNS, so it will check with this DNS. Okay, it will check the URL of this DNS. If this URL is okay, it is tested well. Okay, then the comment, if you want to display the comment, for example I want to display please approve it. Okay, whatever the comment you want to show, okay, you can simply give here, and yeah, we are good here. So simply done. Okay, so here the wrong is HTTP, right? This is HTTP. Yeah, not secure means HTTP, right? So you can give it, or if you don't give it, that is fine, because it's optional. Okay, so simply done, and now okay, done here, and now save it, and again we will start executing this pipeline. So again release the change, and it will start it soon. Okay guys, so you can see that the first stage is successful, second is successful, third is successful, and now here you can see that the manual approval, okay, waiting for the approval. If we don't give approval, it will not deployed on prod server. So for that reason, we just click on review, and yeah, go ahead, right? So that kind of, you can write anything, okay, and approve. So this is approved now, and it started deploying on prod server. So this way it will work, okay, and this is called sequential stages. Okay, we can also add parallel stages. So how to add parallel stages? Once it is successful, I'll show you that how can we add the parallel stages. Okay, so yeah, right now it is successful. So for example, there is deploy. Okay, so once it is deployed on dev server, what I do, I just want that the artifact will be saved on S3 bucket. Okay, so just go here and I edit this, and there is a deploy. Okay, and I edit, and here I can here you can see that add action. Okay, so it's a parallelly. Okay, it will happen parallelly, and the stages you can see here, the source, then testing. So it is the sequentially, one by one it will continue. Okay, it will start, but here it will execute parallelly. Okay, so I just want with the code deploy, by deploying the code on dev server, the same artifacts should be stored in S3 bucket. So just now upload, right, upload to S3. Okay, so here is S3, you can see, and then input artifacts. So that is, I'm taking source, and the bucket you want, there are 4 buckets, you can select anyone. So I'm selecting that Herschel DB1, and S3 key, so you can give any key. Okay, hello, you can give anything, right? So done, and now save. So now we have added the parallel stage. So let's see what happened here. So I release this first, and yeah, wait for some time. Okay guys, so here we have added one parallel stage, that is Amazon S3, upload to S3. So whatever deployed, whatever the artifact deployed on EC2 instance, so the same artifact will be uploaded on S3 bucket, right? So the S3 bucket would be like S3. If I go to S3 dashboard, and here Herschel DB1, right? So here we can see that hello, right? Yes, I guess this one. So hello, and that is yeah, that is saved here, right, with the name hello. So yeah, we have parallelly stored the same artifact on S3 bucket. So that's it. and okay, I would like to explain you what we have done here. Okay, so what the pipeline we have created is, first our code is available in AWS Codecommit, right? And that code need to be tested, right? So it needs to be tested if there is any bug or not. So that's why we added AWS CodeBuiild, right? So the AWS CodeBuiild will test the code, and after testing the code, what happen, it will deploy on dev server, right? So now it is successfully deployed on dev server. So after that, if it is working fine and deployed on dev server and everything is perfect, no bug is in the deployment, in the code, then in that case we need some approval. So that's why I added that manual approval part, okay, that stage, manual approval stage, before deploying the code before deploying the app on prod server. So that is what we have done. So once the approver has approved, then the code will be deployed on prod server. So that is the demo, right? So we have successfully completed the pipeline. Okay, so this is the basic pipeline, okay, and we have added some approval part and the testing part. So yeah, we have done a very wonderful demo here. So I hope that you understand a lot of steps in this video. So thank you guys for watching my video. Bye.